What do you do, Cedric? You work and travel. That's what I do. I work and travel. What do you mean you work and travel? You own a travel agent? You sell wholesale accommodations. You know, the internet does that too. Do you have a website, or are you just a guy? Do you have a store? Oh, you work for them. Well, it's not your company. Yeah, we're Anglo-Indians. We don't own shit. We're not like the real Indians that do things. We're the Anglo-Indians that go, we'll take this job, it's fine. Work schmuck, as long as I have Sundays off, I don't care. Put on some Jim Reeves, we'll be very happy. So you sell wholesale accommodations. How do you do this? Because I'm just saying, are you Hotels.com or? You contract to I get what you do. I'm just saying, how the f does it happen? Because everything's done on the internet now. Even, look at Manny right there. He's like, whoa, do you need a website? I can sort of build one. I can't maintain it, but I can build it. What time does your day start? Let's get to the just the brass tacks here. 9 o'clock in the morning. So what time do you wake up? Sorry? 5? What the f for? That's 4 hours before you need to be anywhere. What do you do from 5 to 9? Sorry? Train. Oh, you run. Oh, I think meant like you walk around going choo choo. Dad, I'm trying to sleep. I'm training. Choo choo. All aboard. Not you, son. Go to the back. Choo choo. So you run for 4 hours? Where the f do you run to? Sydney and back? What do you... So you run, you work out. For how many hours? Half an hour. How bad is your time management? Because you don't have to be at work till 9. And you work out for half an hour. You realize you could get up at 7. 2 hours later. Takes you 2 hours to drive? Wait, where the f do you work? Where do you live? You drive on the motorway. On the what? Monash? I don't know what the Is that a highway? Is that a... Okay, so doesn't that everybody drive on this highway? Oh, nobody does? Everyone's like, no, nobody drives on the highway. Okay, so clearly there's no traffic, because nobody drives on it. What do you drive? A bicycle? Like, what do you... So it takes you 2 hours to get to work. Approximately. He drops you to work on the way, and then he goes to work. I'm confused. I still don't know why the f you're waking up at 5. I'll tell you why, because I'm not a morning person at all. Are you a morning person? You seem to be, because you wake up at 5 and you're all chipper. Let's go for a run. You know, you're the kind of person I hate seeing first thing in the morning. Rise and shine! Shut the f up! Isn't it a great day to shut the f up? I hate mornings. Oh my God, I'm not a morning person. Let me tell you something, Cedric. I've been doing this for 26 years. Do you know why? Because I'm lazy. I'm gonna tell you this, I boxed for 9 years. Even when I was boxing, my coach would be like, hey, we're running tomorrow at 6 a.m. I'm like, yeah, I'll be sleeping. We're all we're running up the mountain and down. I go, well, let me know how it is. I'll be at the gym at 4 p.m. I get to the gym, all right, I'm ready to fight. Go run. You know, you'll notice when you're walking around any major city now, And I notice this here even in England, which is ironic, that you find less and less people speaking English nowadays. Like even in America, I walk through any major city and I hear people speaking every other language but English. And the fucked up thing for me is I can only speak English. I know words in other people's languages, I know phrases, I know how to say certain things, but I can't speak anything from top to bottom other than English. And which, you know, like if I was to talk to you, if I was to start speaking Punjabi to you, I know enough to start the conversation, but then if you replied, I would just go, yeah, right? Like, that's why I've created my own language. I'd be like, oh, kya la jindo, oh, TikTok doze. I'm like, but. That's what I would do. That's all I do. I've created my own language. It's called but. And then, you know, with Indian people, because we have so many dialects, they may just think, oh, I don't know that dialect of, what is, kya, but. What I like to do is I like to listen to people speak another language, and then I play this game where I try to figure out what language it is. But to fuck with them in the meantime, I stare at them every now and then and smile like I know what they're saying. You should see how paranoid people get. I'm sitting at this cafe, there's these people behind me, and all I hear is, and I look at them and I go, and they were like, we must move. This man speaks Latvian. Damn you, Rosetta Stone. But I always listen for like the one key word in English, you know? You ever do that? Hear somebody speaking another language, and you listen for the one key word in English, and then you try and piece together what they're talking about. But the funny thing is you'll hear a word that sounds like an English word, but it won't mean the same thing to them. Like you'll be like, shopping mall, and you're like, they're going to a shopping mall. But then you find out that shopping mall means bread to them or something, you know? There's always words in people's languages that'll make you laugh because it'll sound like a word in your language. Are there any Hungarian people here tonight? Really? It was just a fluke question, really. Do you speak Hungarian, sweetheart? What's the Hungarian word for kiss? Not choke, the other word. Pussy, right? Did you know that? That's the Hungarian word for kiss. Pussy. To us, fucking hilarious, isn't it? Pussy. Ha ha, pussy. But to Hungarian people, very innocent. They'll be on the phone, okay, pussy, pussy, and they'll hang up. And we'll be like, ha ha, double pussy. And the only reason I know this is because I was at a strip joint, you know, once. Researching some material quite extensively, and my stripper, she was Hungarian, and I guess I was making her laugh, and by the end of the night, she goes, you were so nice, I want to give you pussy, and I'm like, I would love to receive the aforementioned pussy. And she goes, close your eyes, and I close my eyes, and all of a sudden I feel on my cheek, and I'm like, did she just rub her pussy on my face? Because if I'd known that was going to happen, I would have done the old, But you'll always hear words in people's languages that remind you of words you know. Like when I was in the Philippines, I forgot that I knew the Filipino word for tits, which is susu. Now, susu just sounds funny in English, but it's even funnier for Indian people because susu is what we say to a little kid who has to go to the bathroom. What's the matter? You have to go susu. You have to go susu. Go susu, nicely go nicely, go susu. But I forgot in the Philippines that it meant tits, and when I was there, I met this chick, and she's like, so, do you want to see my susu? And I'm like, no! Flush it! Oh my God, you're so kinky! Whoosh. Do you remember how old you were when you started jerking off? Victor with a K? Bob, do you remember how old you were? 12. I was 12 as well, yeah. 12. I think that's about the average age. You know how I know that it was. I was 12. I know I know specifically that I was 12. It was 1982, and there's the only reason I just figured this out maybe a couple of weeks ago. I had my iPod on shuffle, and when I was a kid, I used to be the biggest Kiss fan. I loved Kiss when I was a kid, and then the Creatures of the Night album came on, and then it was like, oh, shit, I remember this. I remember what I was jerking off. There was a soundtrack to my masturbation from when I was 12. I remember it was like, her love is a gun, her love is a blade, she's a killer. 3 Kiss fans know what I'm talking about, but you grew up, you had access to porn from the time you started jerking off, Victor with a K. Jerking off with an off. Do you know how archaic, like, our ways of getting off were? Like, Bob, tell him. We had 3 mediums for getting off. Here was number one, back in the day, we used to use our memory. Our own memory. Isn't that crazy? Our own thoughts would get us off. I'd get home from school. I remember like, oh my God, remember when Miss Malone bent over and I saw down her top? Oh! That was 1. Memory was number 1, right, Bob? Number 2, you know what number 2 was, Bob? Sears catalog. Remember that? That was the best. The old Sears catalog. Because in the 80s, there was no airbrushing. So you'd go to the underwear department, you'd see a bra, you'd see nipples. I was like, oh. And then you'd look at the panty department, just because it was the 80s. It looked like Sonny trying to wear a surgical mask. You know what I mean? Just. And the third way, because every dad back in the day, not your dad, but your grandfather, your dad's dad had porn in the house. He did. They just did. Every dad had. Remember, my dad had a stash of porno magazines in the closet. He had them tied up in a United Way bag. I remember exactly what bag it was. It was. And I think it's ironic that it was United Way because the symbol for United Way was an open hand. But should have just been, but. Do you realize, Victor with a K, we would jerk off to still pictures of naked women? Still, they wouldn't move. If we wanted their boobs to jiggle, I'd have to shake the magazine. Oh, look at her go. Oh, yeah. What a beast.